Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to Newbeing Queen Talk Show. I have another beautiful guest for you all on tonight, and I'm so excited to have her. So I want you all to come in with me, communicate with me, talk to me. Y'all know how I love to do it on Newbeing Queen Talk Show. I love for you all to share. I love for you all to comment, give me some feedback. I mean, communicate with me. So y'all come into the room. I know this is one of those special nights. Everybody's getting ready for the week. But as we're getting ready for the week, we still have a beautiful topic to talk about. This woman of God is talking about things that she experienced personally, that she's even still dealing with even now. And the story that she's given me, just a little snippet of what she told me, is something that I think that we all need to know. And this will help us better understand one another, help us to be more understanding, more compassionate, and open our minds. And so, as she has dealt with some disabilities in her life, it made her feel some kind of way about herself personally. And now she's coming out and talking about it, talking about different disabilities, talking about her disability, how it made her feel, and then how it made her feel around people who don't have those type of disabilities. So I'm excited, y'all. I'm excited to bring her forth so that she can kind of tell you a little bit about what she's experienced and what she's going through even now, and how we can better help her and others to understand and cope with disabilities and things of that nature. So I'm excited to bring up the woman of God. She's a beautiful woman of God. We call her beautiful. We call her butterfly chat, and we bringing her up. I mean, y'all gotta have an open mind tonight. So I'm getting ready to bring her up. So y'all just give me like 1 second, and then I'll bring her forth. So give me like a small minor break. Okay, okay. See, this is what I'm talking about. We have this beautiful woman of God that's right here with us right now. Not only are we live on Facebook, we're live on LinkedIn, we're live on YouTube, y'all. And she's doing something special on her end, y'all. She also is on TikTok doing something. So, y'all, I'm so excited to bring this beautiful butterfly up before you all. We're talking about a queen that's doing some great and beautiful things. We're talking about Queen Latoya Clark. And I'm getting ready to bring up forward. I'm so excited about it. Okay, here's the woman of God we've been waiting for. Hello, Queen. How are you doing?
I am doing great. How are you guys doing?
Wonderful. We're excited to have you on the show on tonight. Super excited about what you're doing and what you're bringing to us on tonight. Like, this is super exciting for myself, because we were on the backside. We were talking about the different things that you're doing right now and the events that you have coming up. But what stood out to me more than anything is about, you said, listen, I have something I've been dealing with, and it's a disability I've been dealing with, and I kind of had to deal with this on my own. And now I'm coming out with the disability. And I'm gonna tell you what came to me when you said something about, you had to learn how to cope with it and deal with it. What helped me, what stood out to me was, someone who's like an alien, or someone who just felt like they were just different amongst everyone else, and just feel like you didn't fit in and things like that. But I wanted to have you to open up, tell us a little bit more about yourself. Tell us about the ministry and the movement that you have going on.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. So, yes, I am Latoya Clark, and um, I have several chronic conditions, but they all came on pretty acutely. Um,
Mm,
it was, chronic illness comes in different shades, different
right.
spectrums.
Mhm.
And like most things, um, it affects everybody differently. So,
Right.
for me, it came on through medical trauma. And so
Mm,
it pretty much was a situation where I had a illness. I had some tumors, and the process in which removing those tumors um, sparked other things that were kind of hidden, and
okay.
kind of woke up some genetic issues that they didn't know were there. Um,
Wow.
and that kind of was like a cascade of of my life, like a whole nother life that I now have to live. I have to now figure out.
Mm,
I've lived 30 years one way. I lived 30
right.
years, perfectly healthy. As I like to describe it, living my best life. you know,
Right. Come
going to
on.
school, becoming a pastry chef. You know, not in my 20s, early 30s, not a problem in the world. Catch pneumonia. And like I was speaking in another interview, it's one of those things, you know you don't go through life um being taught that one day you could actually be chronically ill. You're
Come
taught
on.
you get sick, you go to the doctor, they give you a pill, you rest for a while, you're better.
Right.
End of story.
Uh-huh.
Next episode.
Uh, right.
um with chronic illness, it's not that way, but no one talks about that. And I get it, because it's not pretty. It's not
Right.
fun. No one wants to think about that. I don't want to think about that.
Right.
When the doctor told me, um that I would never work in the kitchen again as a pastry chef,
Mm,
when
right.
I had literally just got the dream job that I had been working 15 years to get, like the month before.
Come on.
I had just landed the dream job I wanted. And she said, "Yeah,
Mm,
I'm sorry. You're not going to be able to work in the kitchen." I'm like, you lie."
come on.
um and I did everything in my power to do
Come
that.
on.
Um but and that
Mm,
will make God laugh. Tell him
come
your
on.
plan. And
Yes.
he was a whole lot laughing. So I finally just gave in. I'm like, well, okay, well, maybe, maybe she was right. Um, so with all of that, um, I did have to give in, and
Right.
I had to first, I had to actually first learn to start taking care of myself, which
Right.
I never really did. I was a chronic people pleaser. It was
Mm,
it was never, what did Toya want first? What did
come
Toya
on.
want to do? It was always help the other person, do this for that person, and then once that was done, then oh, okay, well, now I want to do XYZ.
Right.
Um, when you're chronically ill, you don't have that luxury. Um,
Right.
if you don't put you first, you end up in the hospital.
Jesus. Come on.
um, so you have to put yourself first if you want to be there for others. As a chronically ill person, you have to
Mhm.
put yourself first.
Come on.
Um, because you have to make sure you're rested, you're hydrated, make sure you've
Right.
eaten. You have to do all those things, that a lot of times chronic illness prevents you from doing.
Come on.
Um, and again, when you've gone 30 plus years not doing that, who's going to show you how to do that?
Come
Who's
on.
where are you going to go for that? So yeah, it was a completely foreign experience for me. Not to mention, I had to relearn this body. This
Right.
was this body was not the body I grew up with.
Mm.
Um, I had a body that I could go 16, 17 hours without sleep and I would be fine.
Mm.
Take a little nap,
Right.
pop back up and go right, go right back, 6 in the morning and, you know, be fine. No problem. Be a little
Mhm.
tired. Maybe, some
Mhm.
coffee and it'd be okay. Can't I mean, I may not sleep now, but that's because of insomnia. And that's a whole different situation.
Mm. Okay,
Um,
okay.
so yeah. So that that is chronic illness. Um, but when
Mm.
you think about um taking that and then you realize, okay, this is what I have.
Right.
This is this is where I am. But you still have that yearning to do something with
Right.
your life. Um, because I have a helper's heart. That's what I want.
Mhm.
That's what I want to do.
Right.
Um, I had to figure out how to do that. So
Right.
I thought it was going to be through, cooking and,
Mhm.
cooking and baking and, staying in the kitchen. Can't really do that right now. So I had
Mm.
to find another way to serve the people. Um,
Mm.
and also found another way to help support myself.
Mhm.
So all of that is pivoting. I had to learn how to start again. And
Right.
when you're, you know, moving up into your middle age, you're like, oh, I gotta start over. Really,
Mhm.
really?
Mhm.
I thought I was about done with this. I thought I had just about gotten there. So now, um, I have, um, I am working towards having a platform for,
Mhm.
um, a platform for chronically ill entrepreneurs and business
Okay.
owners,
Okay.
um, that can come and get the support that they need to help them run their businesses.
Right.
Um,
Oh, wow.
and I don't solely, work with only chronically ill business owners, but I do have like systems in place because I understand that with the chronically ill entrepreneurs, there's a certain there's just a certain level of service that you have to be able to handle with them,
Right.
with
Right.
them
Okay.
with us,
Okay.
and it, um, the the platform that I'm working with is just not available. Um, because most of the time you have to have a certain number of your KPIs have to be a certain number. You have to have a certain sales number, but we're not there yet. So
Right.
I start with the small. I let
Mhm.
smaller followers, smaller people come in, and I give them that place where they can come in, and I will help them run their social media. I will help them
Mhm.
um, fine tune and figure out what their logos need to look like. I will help
Okay.
them organize and get their emails emails together.
Mhm.
I'll help them with the structure, and help them understand how they need to lay things out.
Right. Well, listen, you talking about people with disability. You got some of us that's struggling with the emails and the marketing and logos.
Exactly.
I'm just saying, and just imagine. But what I wanted to ask you though, because you were talking about it could be a struggle, and I wanted you to address like one or two of the struggles that you have with working with people that have a disability. Like, can you tell us?
Hmm.
Because I mean, this is like something that we don't even talk about. That we don't even think about.
Yeah.
Okay, people with disabilities may want to get into business, and
Hmm.
what about working with them to help them get a business so they can bring in some income? You know,
Yeah.
I mean, this is special what you're doing because this is not talked about. So can you kind
So,
of tell us what some of the struggles you've had?
well, for me, I first had to start I had to start at the very beginning. I first had to start and address my mindset
Okay.
and believe that starting again was possible. And that's
Mm.
where that's where I start with most of my, prospects and clients, because most of the people that I begin to
Mm.
work with don't believe they can start again. They
Jesus.
and I was there
Mm,
when
mm,
when
mm.
that doctor told me that I was not going to be a pastry chef, that I could not go back in that kitchen. And the day that I actually believed her, because like when she first told me, I was like, the devil is a liar. And he still
That
is.
would have been me,
You know what I'm
and that would have
saying?
been
He
me.
still
Yeah,
is.
mhm.
But in that particular moment, there was another path I needed to take. But because I did everything in that moment to go back to the kitchen, and it just did, it wasn't working out. You know,
Mhm.
but the when that crushing that you feel when your
Mm.
original dream is crushed,
Ah,
that shuts you down. It shuts you down.
right.
Not to mention you're in agonizing pain.
Ah,
Like just imagine having the flu forever.
mhm.
Like just sit with that for a second.
Oh,
Just have you have the flu, and it
I've
does
had the
not go
flu.
away.
Yeah,
It will
cause
not
with
go
the
away.
flu,
No matter how much
my
sleep you get, no
yes.
matter yeah, that's chronic illness.
Ooh.
Imagine breaking your leg
Oh,
and it doesn't heal. That's chronic illness. So that is the kind of hurdles that we have to get over first before we can believe that, even though we feel like death warmed over most days, that yet
Jesus.
we can do it.
Come
And
on.
most days I don't want to get out of the bed. The bed is like,
Right.
no, I love you. Why
Mm,
shall you leave? And
mm, mm,
all times I'd be
mm.
like, I don't know why. Tell me why.
Mm,
But my why is to whoever that person is I'm supposed to talk to that day. I don't know who
right,
they are. I don't know.
right.
But I know when I was first diagnosed and was trying to figure out, because my diagnosis is fibromyalgia.
Okay.
Um, and that's basically at this point now it's pretty much a trash can diagnosis. That's what they tell you when they don't know what's wrong with you. Um,
Mm,
so um, I know my rheumatologist said, "Yep, you have fibromyalgia. You're gonna be in pain for the rest of your life, but it won't kill you. Here's your prescription. See you in 3 months."
what is
That's th- th-
what?
that part. That part. Um, yeah. So and that is the reality of most, maybe not all, but most of the chronically ill. That's the attitude most doctors have. You won't die from it. So they don't care. You can't cut it
Wow.
out. They can't heal it. So why are we talking? That's what they say. Um and so the rest of the burden is put on us as the patient to figure it out. And
Mm,
so I don't want that heaviness that was in my chest, that like month after that diagnosis, I don't want that heaviness on somebody else because
mm,
that was a lot. And I want anyone with any kind of pain situation, whether it's chronic illness, whether it's whatever, I want people to know that starting over is possible.
right.
And is it going to be easy? Doubtful.
Mhm.
Probably not.
Right. Probably not.
Um,
Mm.
but if you want it, it's possible. And
Right.
especially for those with chronic illness, I want them to see that somebody can do it. And like if I can do
Yes,
it,
yes.
you can do it.
You can do it. Right. So, okay. So, dealing with people that have disabilities, can you give us like some details on how you've had to um some things that they may have dealt with, like they struggle with? What are some of the things they may tell you? Because I know you said mentally you had to get to that place mentally. You had to tell yourself like, I
Mhm.
can do this. It is doable. Life is not over. But what are some
Mhm.
of the things that they say to you when you talk to them? Because I know this is more than just you doing business, but this is ministry as well for you.
Mhm.
So can you tell us like some of the things that would just like prick your heart and just make you just want to just break down and just know this is what I'm doing, what I'm really supposed to be doing, and how can
Well,
I help this person?
it's really kind of twofold because there's the inner talk that you say to yourself because like I was saying how I had to relearn my old this like the new body, the one that was broken. Um
Mm,
and you wonder like why can't I do X, Y, and Z because I used to could do this, that, and the other.
right,
And then there's, you know, outward, you know, you still attempt to go to the grocery store, you
right.
know, just, park the car and dash into the store real quick. Um,
Mm,
but you have spinal stenosis. You have degenerative disc disease. Part of your spine's, not quite there. Um, and you need a cane or you need to use the little cart that's there, but you don't want anybody to stare at you. So
right.
you muster up all the strength and then you end up falling and or passing out due to the pain. And
Wow.
now everybody's staring at you because you're laid out in the floor. Um, so then there's still, well, you still are beating yourself up because now you're like, well, I should have done that. So it's like it's
Mm.
like for yourself, like you can never make the right decision. Being
Oh,
tough and then failing miserably or
oh
sucking it
goodness.
up and failing miserably. So when are you ever going to be kind to yourself? Like so there's that part where you have to just simply decide, hey, look, like look you, like put insert your name here. This is your current situation. And what's the scripture? All things like God made all things for the good of man. Yeah, paraphrasing, but He made canes
Right,
for the good. He made wheelchairs. He made those little carts in Walmart and Publix for the good. Use them.
right,
Um, and I mean, and even with that, if you look healthy and you're in a wheelchair, you're gonna have people like, Why are you in that chair?"
right. You look like there's
You
nothing wrong
know,
with you. Yeah. Mm,
exactly. I mean, but there's always gonna be something. So you
right,
really gotta thicken that skin. Like you really
right.
gotta thicken it up. And it's a shame that you would have to do that, considering all that you're already going through. But what else? I
Wow.
mean, what else are you gonna do?
What is she gonna do?
Like, I
Right.
mean, that's the hand that you were dealt. This is the life the Lord put you on. He said you were tough enough to do it.
Right.
So you have to believe that he knows best. Like sometimes I'll be like, God, you sure? Like
Okay.
it was me you was thinking about when you picked me this road, right?
Mm,
Because
right,
I don't quite feel strong right now.
right.
Um, but you're gonna have to toughen up. And
Mm,
all of those little things, all those
Mhm.
little instances of you thickening your skin and even if you do let the things bother you and you go home and cry about it, that's cool too. But all of
Mhm.
those little things are all going to be things you can use in your business because business
Mm.
is hard.
Right.
Business, I mean, people gonna have their people like we were talking earlier. People are going to try to jack you for your stuff. They
Come
gonna be
on.
trying to, I
Mhm.
mean, steal your ideas. They gonna
Mhm.
be naysaying and
Right.
talking down it's gonna be always something, somebody, somewhere, and you can't be crying every time somebody says something bad about your business. I mean,
Mm.
because you always be crying if that's the case.
Right.
So it's almost like all of these little things are just little bitty little nicks that kind of thicken your skin up to make you able to handle it. And
Mhm.
that's even though as I was going through it, I didn't see it that way. Um,
Mhm.
but like now and looking back at it, I'm I'm more able to see it that way.
Right. I tell you. So right now, we know that you're doing something in business and you're helping business owners who have, disabilities and things like that. Um, so and you also doing some things on TikTok. So what are some of the things that you kind of show people when you are uh on live and you're videoing
Mhm.
your
Oh
items
yeah,
and things
yeah.
like that? What are some of the things that you're showing? What are some of the things that you're showing like right now? Because I know you're live right now on TikTok. So
Yeah,
what is
I'm
it
on
that
live right now,
you're
showing
right?
like
So
my
what are you
end of this interview.
okay.
But so on TikTok, you pretty much see a lot more of the day to day of how it is to be a business owner with a chronic illness. Use and because it's risky on my part.
Mhm.
Um,
Okay.
letting people know that I have a disability and I'm also a
Mhm.
business owner because ableism is out there. And I mean, you know, some people may not want to work with someone with a disability, and that's fine.
Mm, mhm.
I struggled with whether or not I was going to, and sometimes I still
Right.
go back and forth. However, you know, if that is the deciding factor of someone whether or not they're going to work with me and my disability is the reason they choose not to, then they're probably not my client anyway.
I know that's right.
um so I mean because I mean if I say so myself, I think my work is pretty good. um
I know that's right.
I I take a lot of pride. I take a lot of pride in the service I give to my clients.
Mhm.
Feel my customer service is really good. I take a
Mm.
lot of pride in pumping out good product, and making sure that my clients are getting the things that they want from the project that we're doing. So I do primarily social media management. I do like project based services as far as I can set up a website, I can set up a Facebook page or Instagram page if that's something similar, smaller that you need help with. I also can help you with maybe formatting a book if that's what you need help with, if publications. But primarily, I'm helping with the social media and helping you run your day to day, where it comes from content management, content creation, and scheduling out of your post and making sure that your followers are getting the consistent and thorough engagement that they deserve. So that's really one part where I feel my hand helps my clients, because especially with the way we have our pain flares, sometimes we can't always show up the way we need to be. But
Right.
your clients and your followers shouldn't know that. So
Mm.
I want to be that extra hand to kind of be there and interact with your followers, to respond to their comments and answer the questions, relay anything back to you that they may ask, just to make sure everything's flowing on your page, and to keep your engagement up, so that you and your business continue to grow regardless of where you are physically. And that's where I feel most of my time is spent when it comes to my clients.
I love that because you have, us that do not have disabilities that would love to have someone that can run their Facebook pages, especially when it comes down to
Mhm.
their business and comments and things like that. And then what you're saying
Mhm.
that you're doing for those who have those flare ups where they don't know when their pain is going to start. It could be good one moment, and the next
Mhm.
moment, the next day or so, they're in pain. They can't get out the bed, or they can do a little bit of work, but then they're limited to it because of the pain, and it's not going away, or they have
Mhm.
not gotten the proper rest because they was in pain all night. So now they're tired, they're sleepy, they're fatigued. So that is
Mhm.
awesome that you said that you do that because that is important. Interacting with your clients and getting on social media, checking those things out. And then you do a lot, like you just said, you do social media management, you do website, you create websites for people. We don't
Mhm.
even know that, hey, you have to have a Facebook page. And if you want to advertise, hey, I will interact with your people, I will create posts, I will do something that's
Mhm.
going to grab their attention to want what you're doing. Or just like you said, you don't want them to know, oh, I have a disability, I had a flare up. That's not for them to have to be stressed out about or worried about, or say, well,
Mhm.
hey, I don't want to work with her because, or him, because they have a
Mhm.
disability and they probably gonna have a flare up and they're not gonna be available. Then that it can make it wishy washy, make it hard for people to want to work with you because they say, I don't know if you're gonna be able to
Mhm.
give me and deliver because you have these
Exactly.
limitations. So that is awesome. And then you said, I come in, even though I have a disability. And that's awesome that somebody with a disability still have work they can do. You see how creative you have become.
Mhm.
Even through the pandemic, you said, listen, there's still work for me to do. Even though that I was working, I was serving and walking and talking to people, cooking, and I love doing what I love doing. And now I can't do anything at all, and now I'm in
Mhm.
pain. And it wasn't even my fault. Had a
Yeah.
surgery, and then after surgery, then I realized that I'm gonna be dealing with pain for the rest of my life, and it's not even my fault. So oh my
Mhm.
goodness. But you said, but I
Yeah.
had to get out of my head and just
Yeah.
deal with reality and just realize, okay, this may be my situation right now. Even though I said the devil is a lie. I'm not going to live in pain. I'm not going to be disabled all my life. But what has helped you is the fact that you got up and you said, let's move forward. Let's find something to do. Let's find ways that we could
Mhm.
still bring in and generate income. So it's like you didn't make an excuse. You didn't just lay down like that. I'm sure you had a moment where you did lay down, was like, oh my God, I got this situation,
Couple of them.
and like, what am I going to do with myself? And why me? What did I do so bad? And then having to get out of your own head and just believe
Mhm.
in yourself again on another level and in a different way.
Mhm.
You're saying, well, this is the situation here. This is what I get up to from day to day. And it's been going on for a while, but I just can't stay here. Going from someone who was a chef, making a certain amount of money to now you're not even making that. And say, I don't know how I'm going
Mhm.
to do. I can't call on mom or dad, sister, brother, cousin. Can't keep borrowing Peter, pay Paul. I got to do something else to generate money because I
Mhm.
used to live a certain way. Then you had to deal with, I can't just get out of my car like I used to. Just can't jump up, hop out, walk, get back in. Now I got to take my time because I'm in some pain. But I
Mhm.
do want to share some information. I want to go up and see some of the queens did comment. They said, I love you. Good evening. We had someone from LinkedIn to say so true. And then we have this queen that always follow me, always have been a blessing. She said, blessings, everyone. Queen Ellison. And then we got Queen Victoria. She was on with me last night with the same issue.
Mm.
You said fibromyalgia. What do you call it again? Because she had the same
Fibromyalgia.
thing. Okay,
Mhm.
she had the same thing, if I'm not mistaken. And she says, nothing wrong with reinventing yourself. Then Queen
Mhm.
Ellison said, thank you for sharing your testimony with us. Thank you for being a strong, courageous woman. She's so proud of you. And then Queen Leah came in, Queen Forney. She said, "Hey, beautiful queen. She's a powerhouse. She's a great coach."
Mm.
And then Queen Victoria, the one I said can relate with you, she said, "Powerful. Starting again is possible, even with chronic
Yeah.
illness." And she said, "I am a witness," and she is, because she came
Mhm.
on last night. She was smiling and did not even know that she was even in pain. When we, by the time, we got to talk, and I realized, oh my God, but she did so well. So I'm just amazed how you all can still just laugh and you still smiling and still talking and could be in pain even now. While you're doing two things at one time, you're on TikTok live, and then you're also here. Like, honey, you are multitasking. When I tell you, you are the
Yeah.
bomb. Because who would have thought that's creative? I'm telling you. They say when one thing you short in one area, something else will kick in. Like
Yeah.
your genius has kicked in. Like you said, okay, well, I may not be physically able, but while I'm sitting here, I'm gonna find out what can I
Mhm.
do while I'm sitting here. So I'm
Yeah.
telling you, like you sitting up here, you on five different broadcasts. You on Facebook Live on Newbeing Queen Talk Show. You're on regular on my Facebook page. I put you on the other page. You are on LinkedIn. You on YouTube, and you on TikTok Live. Tell me you ain't doing it. Tell me you're not doing
Won't he do it?
it. Won't he do it? And
Won't
then,
he do it?
won't he do it? And then Queen Victoria said again, she said that was a hard thing for her to use her walker and cane at work. So she went from being able to walk, and now she got to utilize these devices just to go into work. And she said in the carts in the stores, it's still
Yeah.
hard for her at times having to get the
Oh yeah.
carts and stuff. Y'all be sitting there looking beautiful, and people are looking at y'all like, you don't really need that card.
Mhm.
Look at how you look, how you just fix yourself up and look so pretty. And then she came back and she said, "Thank you for sharing your heart," Queen Victoria said. And then my mom, Queen Diane said, "Hello, Queens." And then I have Queen
Hey,
Kaylin.
mom.
She said, "Hello, hello, hey, Queen." Oh my goodness. So and then they also just them those also they deal with it. My mom deals with pain every day. Queen Kaylin as well, so they truly can relate to getting up every morning and dealing with pain. So this here is something that we all need to know because we overlook that, especially those
Mhm.
of us who don't wake up in pain. We'll have like a
Yeah.
little stiffness here and there, maybe some of the things going on with our back and things like that, but we can still walk. You all are in a position where you have had to file for disability, so you can
Yeah.
have a little bit of income to come in. And then you've had to learn how to be creative. But I love how you all said, this is not going to stop me. This is not going to break me. I refuse to give up. And so I'm just glad that you all, are courageous enough to get on here to talk about it and then say, I'm not going to allow this to be my life. This is not going to rule me. I'm not
Mhm.
gonna sit down and lay down on this. So I'm loving the people that you have joined in with on TikTok and say, let's make a community out of this thing. Let's band together, join together with other people that have disabilities, and let's find out how we can work together business wise and getting our business up and running as people that
Mhm.
have some few limitations. So with that being said, can you tell us a little bit more about your ministry, about your virtual event that you have coming up on the 19th? Can you talk about that?
Sure. So it's called Chronic Pain Sunday. It we did it
Uh-huh.
last year.
Uh-huh.
Last year, we came together with about five other chronically ill entrepreneurs, and it was basically a situation where we were in a support group, and we were just
Mm-hmm.
just kind of chit chatting, and
Mm-hmm.
we were just talking about business and how we were trying to get ready for like the Black Friday, that was coming
Uh-huh.
up, and we were having a hard time getting traction and trying to find platforms and all this thing to kind of boost our businesses. And in the midst of that conversation, it was kind of almost like the light bulb, and we were like,
Mm-hmm.
hmm. It's
Mm-hmm.
like it was like four at the time, we're like, why
Mm-hmm.
don't we just do it? And we're
Why
like,
don't we just do it?
why don't we?
Mm. Why don't we?
So we did. We did. So we came together. We found a streaming platform, and we, called a few other entrepreneurs we knew, and we pulled it together in about a month. And
Well,
so last year was really good. So
uh-huh.
this year we're just doing it again.
Y'all
So
did,
it's
I'm
gonna be
telling
on
you.
the 19th. And
Uh-huh.
we opened it up to, any small business, whether you have a
Okay,
small
good. I was just
business, a
about to
side hustle. Yeah, I mean, yeah, if you selling tumblers, t-shirts, hats, meat
come
pies,
through.
whatever, whatever you're selling, long as you're selling in good faith, we'll let you join. You
Come
know,
on now.
so it's gonna be on the 19th,
Uh-huh.
and we're doing this because, like, especially for butterfly chats, um, butterfly chats media. Sorry, I got to. So butterfly chats is my podcast. So I have to remember to, split off the two. But for
Right.
2024, I do want to start, um, actually kind of giving back more and helping with, several families that I know that may need help. So I'm doing the event this year and to kind of start filling the coffers for 2024. So
Mhm.
that's what we're doing. That's where the funds for this sale is going to come from, this year. So we have a couple of spots left, for registrations, and I'll, of course, give you the links. You can go to my TikTok page, Butterfly Chats Media, and click the link in my bio if you want to go ahead and register.
Okay.
And you could to get your storefront. It's all virtual storefront. You'll get a live stage, two session booths, and an expo stage, and it's from 2 to 4 p.m. Um,
Uh,
and we also obviously need shoppers. So even if
uh-huh.
you don't have a business, but you want to start, shopping for the holidays, perfect place to come.
Oh my
We're gonna have
goodness.
service based entrepreneurs, um, you know, handcrafted entrepreneurs. So even if you want to, kind of start your, self care journey, if you want to start, doing like, even if you are a business who wants to do like some coaching or something, or get coaching, we're gonna have business coaching there. So it's gonna be a lot of different people and a lot of different um businesses there. Sorry, businesses there that we definitely need shoppers for.
Amazing. Because I was just about to ask you, I was gonna say, I know you're doing this for those that have disabilities, and I was like, "Oh, well, that means
No, no,
you
no, we're
know."
not. No, we are not discriminating. It's for
Okay,
anyone.
good. Good. I'm so glad you said that because I was like, "Oh my goodness, I have a disability, so I'm not able to get
Yeah,
this." I was
no, no, no,
already
no.
saying I wanna be a vendor. So how much is it, to
Okay,
get
so
in
right,
to be a vendor?
the spots, yeah, the spots we have available right now, we have our regular vendor spots, which they're $79 for the storefronts.
Mhm.
We have the dynamic duo pass, where if you can get, basically it's 2 for 1, that's $89. You register you and your business bestie, you'll get two virtual storefronts. It's $89, and you'll get two virtual storefronts. We have 4 or 5 of those spots available, and then
Mhm.
we have a couple more of the regular vendor spots. The shoppers passes are free, so we just need the shoppers to register so we can have the metrics on the website.
Listen, this is on a whole nother level. I think you're about to teach me something because you don't call out some you don't call like some dynamic duo, some regular spots, some virtual register. You don't honey, you taking a pop-up shop, a virtual pop-up shop to a whole nother level. So you I mean honey, I was trying to write it all down to see how you talk about your business bestie to come on with you. I think that'd be a great package deal for someone who has a business
Hmm.
bestie to get the $89 deal because both of them
Yeah.
can come on together and they can
Yeah,
split it,
I was thinking, especially if like you have a business partner, because what I was thinking of, like, if you
right.
are working like with someone, and you both may want to, take, both of your services, and that way you could won't have to like share a spot and decide who goes where.
Right.
Everybody get
Right.
their own virtual spot.
Ain't that something? Oh my goodness, like this is something else. So we're gonna have to get that information from you. So will this be on like TikTok or will it be available on other streams like Facebook and Instagram or it's just gonna be TikTok? But TikTok is all that
So
I'm just
it's gonna
saying.
be hosted. Yeah, so it's gonna be hosted on the Hop In network.
Hop
Oh, not
in.
network.
Okay.
Yeah, on the Hop In platform. And right now we're not gonna do replays. But
Okay.
uh, I am considering doing a Cyber Monday. I just have to get with the vendors that are already registered and see who all wants to go for the second day.
Okay, gotcha. Oh my. So we need to get that link from you so that
Okay,
we could share that on these platforms here. So just in case someone wants to come and be a vendor,
absolutely.
and I mean, this is awesome that you're doing that. So how often are you doing this? Um,
So right now it's just gonna be the once a year.
right,
So
okay.
for because this is pretty much I say that it's our chance to get ahead of the Black Friday traffic before
Uh-huh.
everybody starts spending all their money.
Uh-huh.
So we want to kind of get ahead of that. We're gonna do it
Uh-huh.
the Sunday before Black Friday. so
Uh-huh. Okay, okay.
so before y'all
Well,
go broke, I'm gonna get y'all for like y'all got money, you know.
but I know
but
that's you better say that.
so Yeah. So right now we're just gonna do it the once a year, but it I have been kind of playing around with doing other like events, throughout the year. But with it just being me, I'm kind of like, let me hold on.
Mhm. Mhm. So this is beautiful. So you are someone who works with people who have disabilities. And you're
Mhm.
saying, so if you have a disability, it is especially for you. And for those who do
Yeah,
not have disabilities, y'all come in, y'all join, be a
absolutely.
part
Yeah.
of this event. So I'm grateful. I need to know more about the platform that you're actually doing.
Okay.
I've never heard it before. Hop in
Absolutely.
network platform. So that's going to be something I would love for us to be able to um put in our comment section so we can go in. Is it like on TV? Is it like tell us a little bit more about
It
the Hop
can be.
In
It actually
network?
works. It actually integrates really good with StreamYard. That's one of the
Okay,
integrations. So it
got
can,
you.
yeah, you can live stream and you can do like webinars on it.
Okay,
So
got
it
you.
just kind of depends on how you want it to go. Yeah.
I'm glad I asked. I'm glad I asked. So that this is
Mhm.
beautiful. This is beautiful. Is there anything else that you want to share on tonight? Because we want to get everything out and let people know what you're
Well,
doing.
yeah, I would let everybody know that I do have my devotional and journal available. Lord,
Uh-huh.
teach my soul to sing. So that's going to be available at the event, but you can also get it now if you would like. You can go to my website, butterflychats.com. It's going to be on sale for Black Friday starting on the 17th, where you'll get 30% off. And it's a devotional journal. And I am horrible because I don't have a copy of it right here with
Oh,
me.
nearby.
Um, it's in my other room, but
Uh-huh.
um, but yeah, it's the devotional is an 80-page devotional journal. So where I have my short stories and poems, and each page has a devotional, and alongside it, it has journal pages for you
Mm-hmm.
to write your own thoughts about that particular passage. And
Right.
then I have a 200-page journal, just like a notebook for you just to write whatever, whether it's be
Whatever.
recipes or what have you.
Mm-hmm.
So that's also available as well.
I was like, you know what? People don't know how important journals are, journaling and writing stuff down because that really kickstart
It
you in writing books. Like they have no idea. Like, okay, yes,
Oh
it's
yeah.
you're writing it out and it looks sloppy because I have a special handwriting. Okay. And so when I'm writing things
Mhm.
out, I know what I wrote. I know what it says most of the time, but it's good to
Most
write
of
it
the time.
out.
Yeah.
It's good to it's therapeutic, and it helps when you getting ready to start, your book.
Mhm.
When you want to write a play or a movie, you just never know where that stuff going to end up at. So that's why it's good to put that
Exactly.
stuff out. Honey, this is a whole blessing. What you're doing is magnificent. It's wonderful, honey. I can see you just really making some really good money and been a blessing to a whole lot of people. And so, Yes, ma'am. Yeah, Queen Candace, I have a disability.
Um,
And Queen Tasha, she said she finally caught one of our lives. Yes, ma'am. So thank you for getting on, Queen Tasha. Um, and then Dr. Kishma, we have an event coming up for her. We're doing a beautiful event with her celebration event in Delaware. So I'm excited about that. But woman of God, you are doing some awesome things, and I'm super excited about it. I don't want to hold you any longer, but this has been
this
great.
is great.
I'm so glad we talked about it because there's so many things that's going on in the world that's been brought
Yeah.
to me that I have not even thought about. And then for you to
Hmm.
bring it up and you're saying this is something that not many people talk about. Y'all, we don't talk
Yeah.
about people with disabilities and how can they move forward with
Hmm.
disabilities. And then we have someone like you. I'm telling you, if someone comes to me and they need help mentally because they want to
Hmm.
move forward and they just don't know how to do it, I will send them to you
Please,
because
please
there'll
do.
be someone that will
Yeah.
not only
Yeah.
talk to them about business, but it'll be minister and help them,
Hmm.
you know, think differently and have someone that can relate. Because it's one thing that they can talk to me or talk to some, but it's talking to someone who deals with it,
Hmm.
that can fully, completely understand. But it's one thing when we are just, we're somewhat okay, we can still walk. We can still get out of our car. Okay, yes, we have a little bit of pain here and there, but you're not depending on a walker or a
Yeah.
cane, or you don't have to get in a cart at the grocery store. You don't, like you said, pass it out because you're in so much pain. Like, who would have thought? And then you're blaming yourself and you say, well, maybe I should have done this, and maybe I should have done that. And it's like, oh my goodness, just to hear about it. And then
Hmm.
and then like yourself, you say, listen, this is not anything I ate wrong or anything like that. I went into surgery and came out, and this is what the results are. And I
Hmm.
just had to deal with it. And the doctor gave it to me blunt. So this is what you have. I'm gonna give you medicine. At least you're not gonna die from it. And it's like no kind of like no rubbing me in the back,
Compassion,
no,
nothing.
you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? No empathy, no sympathy, no trying
Mm-mm.
to give it to me like, kind of break it down to me softly. No, you're just gonna just hit me in my chest with it in here, just deal with it. So
Hmm.
this is a
So I
blessing.
mean,
You
so
are
I do want to say that if there is anyone who, even if they're not a business owner, and if they do need more of the support groups side of it, they can go to my Facebook group, Butterfly Chats, on Facebook, and I have a support group. There's a support group page there, and I put passages up there. We talk, and there's also my private messages there. We have a private message where you can reach out that way, and we can chat that way if they do need like more of a just a support group side of it on there.
you're such a blessing. You're such a blessing. Well, I am so grateful that you came on the show on tonight. And before I let you go, is there any encouraging words that you would like to share with the listening audience?
Um, just don't don't let don't let it don't let the end be the end.
Don't let the end be
Just
the end. Right.
because just because the doctor may say one thing, it doesn't mean that that has to be it.
Right.
For one, there's other doctors. Number one.
Mm,
And prayerfully, you are a Christian or connected to faith at some level,
mm,
and we all
right.
know that we have the chief physician, and that's really
Right.
the one we need to listen to anyway,
Mm,
regardless of our faith level, no matter where we are, because we all and now we get everybody has their own faith level, and that's okay.
mm-hmm.
But the biggest thing you need to understand is that as long as you're still breathing, you still have chance.
Mm,
So you just keep putting one
beautiful.
foot in front of the other.
Mm, beautiful. Thank you for that. This is not the end. This is not the end. It's not over. Yeah. As long as you still have life, you're still breathing. Oh yeah, there's more for you. So thank you, woman of God, for sharing that with us on tonight. Thank you all, kings and queens that join in with us. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for your everything. Thank you for constantly getting on it. Thank you for all of your shares. Y'all continue to share because we want to make this broadcast bigger and better and keep bringing people on. If y'all know some people that have a great story to tell, they got businesses going on, they want to get themselves out there on a greater level, give them my email address at newbeingqueenmove@gmail.com. Give them my information so we can get them to come on New Being Queen Talk Show. We love you all. Y'all take care of yourselves. We love you, love you, love you. Take care. Peace and blessings.